To think that's 5 in a row. And sometimes you just wonder, what makes this team so good?
Brad Marchand.
Okay. That was weird. Wait, will you answer more questions?
One more question.
Oh, I have to think of the most important question of all time. Hey, who's your favorite hockey team?
The Montreal Canadiens.
What?
Just kidding. Boston Bruins, baby.
You got me. You know, in hindsight, are we sure that was God? Didn't sound how I'd think God would sound. Low quality fans of a high quality Bruins team, that is a dub! Getting sick of saying that yet? Not even close. That's 5 in a row. That's 8 of 9. How good do you feel? I really want to know how good you fucking feel. Because this is a good stretch for us. We have to enjoy this stretch because it's so good. It says a lot about the team. Words. Winning! Not only that, but in this 5-game win streak, we're talking about wins over the number 2 team in Tampa in the league, the number 5 team in Washington in the league, and the number 6 team in the Predators in the league. 6th in the league, 5th in the league, 2nd in the league. And then a couple of bottom 3rd teams. But who cares? Because you got to win the games in front of you. But we talked so much earlier this season about not being able to beat teams that were high-end teams. Teams that we thought were, and some of these are the same teams, by the way, teams that we thought were going to make runs at a Stanley Cup, and we just could not compete with them. And we kept talking about, is it just chemistry? Are we not there yet? Is there time to gel? But it looked like there were issues with the team, and maybe it was just time to gel. God, it feels so good. 7-2-1 in their last 10. That's what the Predators were before this game. Much better than I thought they'd be, but that's largely because Duchesne woke back up. A couple of their high-end guys are playing to a higher level, and Saros is an absolute beast that we saw in this game. Unbelievable, some of the stuff he was doing. A top 10 defense, and that's bolstered, not a bad offense, but really bolstered by a top 5 power play. That's a tough team to beat. When you can't score and you can't take penalties, whoo, baby. And we did both of those things. We scored and took penalties. We're always going to take penalties, though. We're the Bruins. Ullmark is in. Forbort is back, and we'll take top pairing minutes with McAvoy. That means Vakanainen is still in. That means Lewington is still in. That's your third pair. Instead of a Sean, Lewington stays in. Now, I thought this was a good move because Vak, not the biggest guy. He gets pushed around a bit. We know that's one of his shortcomings. You can't do an Ashan-Vak pair because they're just going to go heavy on you the whole time, and you worry about easy stuff being given up. Lewington, I thought, played a decent game. Vak really struggled out the gate, I thought, but holy shit, some of the plays he made in the third, the plays he made in overtime, he's making noise. I still think he's a year away, but he's making noise. And one more thing. This was our 9th game in 15 days. We are at the end of our rope with stamina. We get 2 days off. We go right back to it. We're back on Tuesday. I'm saying this now. Tuesday's video will not come out till Wednesday night because it is my girlfriend's birthday. And she made me promise, and she's right to do this, that, hey, it's my birthday. Me, not the hockey team, me. Makes sense. You got to respect that. So Tuesday, not coming out that night. It'll come out Wednesday. Doesn't matter. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't matter. We finally get a couple days off. The team needs it. But that was our 9th game in 15 days. That's a lot. That's a lot. The team continues to show grit and to be opportunistic. And the goaltending has maybe not been amazing this last game, but has been really solid to help us through it. Puck drops! And once again, it is an immediate hot start for the boys. We're 3 minutes in. It is just a perfect transition. It's the pass up to Marchand in the neutral zone. He's far left side on that left wall. He takes the offensive zone. And here's the clever play. This is a hard pass. This has some heat on it. He whips it to Bergeron in the center. They're practically parallel to each other. They are right in line with each other. Whips it to him. Smith is on the right, top of the right circle coming in with him. And Bergeron allows this puck to just glance off the stick. He basically just redirects this, but with perfect touch. Soft. Right to Smith. And Smith loads this up and blasts this shoulder height right over, or normally would be shoulder height for a goalie. Saros, 5'11", small goalie. We all know that. Shoot high. Goes over his glove side shoulder. That is 1-0, 3:20 into the game. You feel no longer are we sitting there going, oh no, we scored first. I know we talked about that a couple videos ago, but I'm just goals, whatever we could get them. I believe in the team. We're going to hold the leads. We're going to do whatever. We're not going to take a step back. I know we have had a couple 2-goal leads go the other way, and we tied it up and then had to fight for the finish. Doesn't bother me at all. That's hockey. This team knows how to win right now. Oh man, I just can't get over this. This is such a fun streak for me. And just a few minutes later, 12:20 left of the first period. Still over half of the first period left. And Hall with a very tricky play. He takes a hit in the neutral zone with some nice stick handling, nice puck work to scoot this puck over to Haula, who's streaking through. Now, he takes a pretty decent hit to make this play happen. Taylor Hall, you got to give him respect for some of the small stuff he's been doing since this new year has started. But Haula takes that puck, goes into the offensive zone, and it looks like it's going to be a one-on-one. He's going to take it to the net. But instead what happens is he floats over to the right wall, and he parks it. He stops. He lets a play develop. And Riley comes in far left side, unbeknownst to these Predator defenders. And this is a bullet of a pass. Riley, with speed, gets behind everyone, comes right in on Saros, and Saros plays this really well. He holds the line with Riley's speed and takes it, continues across the crease, and then eventually Riley just outweights him. And at a very sharp angle is able to backhand this, hit the side of the net, the inside of the net. And it's 2-0. Riley with an absolute beauty. Saros, I really thought, played that puck well. Eventually, if the guy's skating fast enough, there's only so much you can do when your defense let you down like that. What patience. And I want to give Riley a ton of credit because he saw a goalie who was super ready and knew what to do and followed him the whole way, and he still managed to put it away. That is hard to do. That is really hard to look up on a breakaway and realize this guy has my number for my first plan. Because I guarantee that was not Riley's first plan. Really smart play by him. Great play by Haula. Awesome play by Hall in the neutral zone, taking that hit to make the play. A cohesive unit.
Sigma unit.
And for the first 14 minutes, I mean, we are mollywhopping this team. I don't really know what mollywhop means. I know it means like thrash, but I don't know the origin of that word, but it's fun to say. Mollywhop. We're mollywhopping this team. We're smacking them around. We're beating them up. Smith is laying the boom on players. Smith, ex-Predator, he likes to win these games. We know he does. Great game by him. The whole team is laying the smackdown. And then, this is why the young guys in the lineup are such a exciting but nerve-wracking thing. Lewington with a bad failed clear. It's around the wall and it's hard, but he just smacks at it. Not a lot to blame him for, but there are other plays to be made. I assume the coaching staff, especially with a guy like Lewington, was simplify. Get the puck out of the zone. So I don't really want to blame him too much for this. But he flings it around. It's an easy, just body to the wall, blocks it, easy to stop. Bounces down, and a play develops in this tight little triangle. And you're not really sure what's going to happen here. But Sissons comes through the middle of this triangle. There's the defenders on the outside. The Predator player has the puck along the wall. And as Sissons cuts through, the pass is able to be dished to him. And Forbort doesn't read the play fast enough. I have a hard time really blaming the defense for this, but it is a wide open shot, so there's a man to blame, right? But Forbort's not able to read the play quick enough. Sisson cuts into the slot, in the middle of the slot. He's about 10, 12 feet away from Ullmark, and he just whips this bottom blocker. You want Ullmark to have this one in the sense of that didn't look like a world-beating shot, but it also is an open chance in the middle of the slot. Let's not act like that's something that's a boneheaded, I can't believe you didn't save that. Would have liked him to have that one, felt a little soft. And so it's 2-1, end of the first, and you're a little bummed that with 5 minutes left you let that go in, but you still feel good because you were so good in the first period. And then the second period happens. Nashville careens down on us to start. They're flying around us. They're retrieving pucks. They're not shooting a lot. They were really more looking for opportunistic moments, but they were flying around us. McCarron and Forbort get into a fight. It was really just a really, really long hug between two really, really big dudes. So I thought that was kind of cute. Wide open chance for Trenton in the middle of the slot, crossbar and out. Players keep getting lost in coverage. That is the first 6 or 7 minutes of this period is players getting lost in coverage, getting chances, and either missing the net, hitting the post, or Ullmark makes the save. 4:15 in, Carlo is going to go for cross-checking. Was it a little soft? I don't know. I saw the reaction immediately from a lot of people on social media, which is usually like, I can't believe that call, right? We're all biased. But I was actually pretty okay with this call. It looks like he got him pretty well. They're cutting down on that cross-check. We've seen that. So I was fine with the call at this point. And we have a huge kill. And it's a gutsy kill because they were in our zone the whole time. Their power play was really good. 12:30 left in the period, and Haula gets deked in the neutral zone with speed. And then the puck gets dished off to the right, and it's Kunin. And Carlo's right in front of him. He just bends down to try to block it because he knows he's going for the shot. Shoots it through his legs, and it beats blocker side Ullmark. Beats blocker side Ullmark. You know what I mean. Beats him. 2-2, tie game. Now the Bruins are going to turn it on. We're going to outshoot them a lot when we follow this. But let's talk about this goal for a second. This shot was from the top of the right circle. And by right circle, I mean when you're looking at Ullmark, it's on your right. I know I don't always specify. A lot of people I saw saying, well, Ullmark was screened. Ullmark was screened from 40 feet out and very much had a chance at this puck, and it just squeaked past him. You can think he was screened, and that's not a bad goal to give up. I'm not going to shit on you for that, right? Personally, I think that was a lot worse than the first goal, and I really wanted Ullmark to have this. I know how much goalies depend on seeing the shot be taken. A lot, it's like tennis, where you watch the way the racket swings, you watch the motion of the person, and you don't actually have to watch the ball, you know where the ball's going. I play a little tennis. Hockey, there's similarities there. You're watching the way that stick moves and bends, and the way the player has his tension build up, and you go, okay, I kind of think I know where this is going. I at very least know the direction. But all of a sudden, this puck just appears behind Carlo, goes right through his legs. He doesn't get to witness any of that. So there's your excuse. Still 40 feet out. And he definitely had a chance at this puck. It was not a good Ullmark game. Was it a terrible Ullmark game? No, he certainly did enough to let us win. He kept us in this game in the third. But not a good Ullmark game. I do have a note here before the second ends, which will end 2-2, but Marchand's going to take an elbow to his already busted nose, which could not feel good. It was as light of an elbow as you could really get. He's behind who I believe was Yossi at the time. I haven't watched the highlights of the game. I'm jumping right into this. He was behind Yossi, and Yossi kind of gets him, looks very unintentional, and I assume the reaction was so big because his nose was already so sensitive, but his head threw back. Again, if you're there in that moment, and if I'm sitting right next to that glass, that hit probably looks a lot harder, right? I can't tell from through the TV. But I will say, that not being called wasn't the end of the world to me. It looked unintentional. It looked mild in the sense of, especially on the replay, all right, that doesn't look that bad. Could you have called elbowing and I would have agreed? Sure. But You would have thought this guy got shot from the way people reacted to this one. People were upset. To start the third, 2 minutes in, and Forbort gets hooked, and this is a bad hooking call. Bad. Not the call, just I cannot believe that you would get your stick up there and be that's just such a blatant hook. Really surprising in a game like this where it was so tightly fought, it was chippy and it was intense, it was such a playoff vibe, and you take a call like that, and it killed them too. 1 minute into it, we have this open look with Bergeron in the slot. It's a trickling puck that gets through after Hall forces it up there. Saros with a huge blocker save. But then we come back into the zone. It gets clear. We come back in. Pasta takes the zone. Puck gets poked away from his deke. Bergeron's there to collect, recover, fling it to Marchand on the right dot. Marchand goes up to McAvoy, back to Marchand, takes some space, and he eyes short side. And this is the book on Saros. And this isn't meant to be, oh, he's a short goalie, he can't be a good goalie, because he's a tremendous goalie. But if you have a guy who can shoot lights out, he knows there's a spot that's always going to be open, which is above the shoulder. Short side, he's hugging the post, and there's still a couple inches room up to the bar. And this shot, whoo! Oh, the Rat King. It's a beauty. The little ball of hate lets it go. And it's just a sniperoonie and cheese top corner. That's 3-2. I thought that was going to be the final score. I was like, we are locking this shit down. I was so wrong. About 3 minutes later, and Pasta has one of the worst failed clearances you'll see in a while. He had time and space. It just gets off his stick and floats its way to Roman Josi, who's at the top of the left circle. Already has a screen set up for him. Beautiful shot, low glove. Beats Olmark. I don't think Olmark ever really sees this one. 3-3. And it's a terrible sequence because not only did Pasta completely give up this goal, right? Bad situation for him. Look, mistakes happen. We harp on it at times. But once in a while, there's going to be a play like that. What is worse is on the other end, 30 seconds before this, Hall intercepts a bad clearance, fishes it out to Pasta, who would have had the same shot basically at scoring as Josi just did. Puck goes past the stick. He just misses the pass, goes under his stick. So he misses that, goes the other way, same play happens in reverse, and it's his fault, and it goes in the net. Just a weird sequence. Shortly after that, Fabro gets absolutely annihilated by Marchand behind the net. I felt like I should point it out. Look up that highlight because it is a beauty of a hit. Absolutely destroys the guy. I do hope he's okay. He did go to the bench after that, maybe to the locker room as well. It looked like he was gingerly holding his arm. So I hope there's no injury in the play, but it was a great hit. So look, we still got to talk about the cool stuff that happens. 6:26 left, and this is bad. A lethal Preds power play. Vach with a bad trip. We kill it, and it's a gutsy kill again, and we're going to overtime. And overtime has a few chances. Duchesne off the crossbar again. For the third time that game, he's hit the crossbar. DeBrusk hits the post the other way, speeds through a couple of defenders. Looks like he's going to sell the deke, and then flings it just from his standing position, flings it in the net, hits the post, kicks it back across the crease, and he tries to bury it, isn't able to catch it. Huge chance. Doesn't work out that way. Directly after that, it's a 2-on-1 the other way, and Vakanainen, not who I would have thought, splits this up with a clever stick, sends it up the ice. Hall and Pasta on the 2-on-1. Puck gets to Pasta, fires from the right dot. Hall's behind Saros. The puck squeaks through, and he pounds it into an open net. 4-3, 5 wins in a row. What else could you ask for? Game notes. Saros is incredible. And it was a fun goalie battle because Olmark did make some huge saves at the end, but Saros really, really deserved more of this game. He made some big stops. He let in some stuff that was, really, really high-end shooting ability that went past him. Got to give a lot of respect to him. The Preds look really good. I really didn't expect them to be this good. And I have to go back and look at what my power rankings were before the season because I think I was dead wrong on them. This is a kind of a brand of hockey that should continue to last throughout the season. This team continues to score at a high rate. There's going to be roller coasters with this, but I think the offense is really clicking right now, and it'd be nice to see it last over a 20-game span or so to really see if this is what this team is or if this is just a hot streak. It doesn't mean we have to win, 16 out of 20 games, but it does mean that we need to see this kind of production the majority of the games. Lewington ain't it, but I was happy with this game for the most part. Vakanainen, again, I still think he's a year away, but man, is he making enough plays for people to go, oh, we might have something with this guy. That's nice to see. That's a really nice kind of tip of the cap to the guy who's been, he's 23, and he's wanted his chance, and he thought he was going to get it last year, but he just gets bullied too easily in the puck, and some of that has still continued. But he has improved, and it's really nice that maybe this guy who has top 4 tools, maybe this guy can kind of lock in an NHL career here. Lastly, Brad Marchand is elite, and this team really gets along with each other, I think. This team's having a lot of fun right now. Winning fixes all. We should really be genuinely excited, because if they play like this in the playoffs, we are going to be a very hard team to take out. All right, guys, that does it for me. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good shit. Again, Tuesday video not coming out till Wednesday night. Enjoy the next couple of days, the break. And then we get right back into it. Go Bees!